Its shatter sent a piercing wail through the room, as though the house itself was screaming in agony. The man roared in anger, his once perfect composure fracturing like the glass around him. "You fools! You destroy everything!" "That's the idea," Chinyere spat, smashing another mirror. As the last mirror broke, the room began to collapse, the walls crumbling and the air filling with dust and ash. Through the chaos, Chinyere grabbed Ngosi's hands and ran. The invitation arrived on a humid Thursday evening, tucked into the inboxes of 6 unsuspecting young women. Chinyere sat in a modest Lekki apartment, scrolling through her messages when the golden envelope icon caught her attention. The sender was unknown, but the subject line gleamed with promise, an exclusive night of elegance. She hesitated. Such things don't usually come her way. The invitation promised an extravagant party at a mansion on the outskirts of Lekki. Fine music, gourmet food, and a chance to mingle with Lagos's elite. A part of her, the cautious side, whispered to ignore it, but the allure was undeniable. "This could be fun," said Ngozi, her roommate, peering over her shoulder. "When last did we do something exciting?" Chinyere frowned. "It's strange. We don't even know who sent it." Ngozi shrugged, flipping her braids over her shoulder. "Sometimes life doesn't need explanations. Look, if you're too scared, I'll go. Just say the word." That challenge was all it took. By the next morning, Chinyere had RSVP'd and Ngozi spread the word to their circle. Ada, Kemi, Ijoma, and Zainab. Each of them laughed off Chinyere's concern, brushing aside the nagging voice that warned of danger. By Saturday night, they were dressed in their finest, giggling in a taxi as it rumbled towards the mansion. The house came into view like a vision from a dream. Illuminated by soft golden lights, it stood tall and grand, its walls shimmering faintly in the moonlight. A lone woman, old, frail, and hunched over, sat by the gate, her tattered scarf fluttering in the breeze. She muttered something as they passed, but her words were drowned out by their laughter. As they entered the mansion, a cold gust of air brushed over them, and the heavy doors swung shut. None of them noticed the old woman's voice trailing behind them. "Beware the house that feeds." The air inside the mansion was cold, almost unnaturally so. Chinyere rubbed her arms as the group stepped into the grand foyer, chandeliers dripping with crystal droplets, casting fractured light across the marble floors. A faint hum of music drifted from somewhere deeper in the house, luring them in like moths to a flame. "Wow," Ngozi whispered, spinning around to take in the sheer opulence. "This place is insane, no?" "It's almost too perfect," Chinyere muttered, her unease growing. The silence felt heavy, as though the house itself was holding its breath. A butler in an immaculately pressed suit appeared, his movements so smooth he seemed to glide. "Welcome, honored guest," he said in a voice that was both soothing and unsettling. "This way, please." He led them through arched hallways adorned with golden-framed mirrors. The girls couldn't help but admire their reflections, their images shimmering as if alive. Yet, Chinyere swore she saw something move behind her reflection, a flicker of shadow that didn't belong. "Did you see that?" Chinyere whispered to Ngozi, but her friend only laughed, brushing it off as nerves. The group was ushered into a grand ballroom where other guests mingled. Everyone looked flawless, their laughter bubbling up in a way that felt almost rehearsed. The table at the center of the room was laden with food and drinks that glimmered under the chandelier's light. "This is incredible, oh!" Ada exclaimed, grabbing a champagne flute. "Whoever threw this party must be very loaded." Chinyere's eyes darted around the room. Something felt off. The other guests barely acknowledged them, their conversations too low to hear. The music, though soft, seemed to pulse in her chest, almost like a heartbeat. "Let's eat," Zainab said, dragging Kemi towards the table, but Chinyere hesitated, her gaze catching the butler as he stood by the entrance, his expression unreadable, his eyes fixed on her. She turned back to the group, shaking off her nerves. "Let's stick together," she said. "We don't know what's going on here." Ngozi rolled her eyes. "Relax, Chinyere. It's just a party. Let's have fun for once." But Chinyere couldn't shake the feeling that they were being watched. And when one of the mirrors on the wall flickered again, showing not their reflections, but a shadowy figure looming behind them, her heart clenched. She spun around, but there was no one there. The night wore on. The mansion seemed to come alive, shadows stretching unnaturally, the flickering lights playing tricks on the girls' minds. Despite her unease, Chinyere stayed close to Ngozi, her eyes scanning the room for any signs of danger. "Where's Ada?" Zainab asked suddenly, her voice cutting through the low hum of the party. Chinyere froze, looking around. Ada had been standing near the buffet table moments ago, laughing and sipping champagne. Now she was nowhere to be seen. "Maybe she went to the bathroom," Kemi offered, though her tone was uncertain. "Alone?" Zainab replied, her brows furrowed. "That's not like her." They decided to search. Splitting into pairs, they began combing through the mansion. The hallways seemed longer now, twisting and turning in ways that didn't make sense. Every step echoed, the sound swallowed by the thick silence. Chinyere and Ngozi checked the restroom first. The ornate doors creaked open, revealing nothing but empty stalls. The cold air felt heavier here, pressing down on them. "She's probably back in the ballroom," Ngozi said, trying to sound casual, but Chinyere noticed the tremor in her voice. When they regrouped, others were equally unsuccessful. Ada was gone. "Let's call her," Kemi suggested, pulling out her phone. But when she dialed Ada's number, the call went straight to voicemail. "It's probably just bad in the reception," Zainab said, though her eyes darted nervously towards the windows. The unease grew thicker, like an invisible fog enveloping them. Chinyere's instincts screamed at her to leave, but the massive door they entered through were now locked. The butler, who had been stationed near the entrance, was nowhere to be seen. "We need to find someone," Chinyere said firmly. "Anyone who can help us." They ventured deeper into the mansion, their heels clicking against the cold marble. Every so often, Chinyere caught glimpses of movement in the corners of her eyes, shadows darting just out of sight. The mirror along the hallways distorted their reflections, making them look taller, thinner, almost ghostly. "Did you hear that?" Kemi whispered, clutching Zainab's arm. A faint sound, a muffled scream, echoed from somewhere upstairs. They froze, their hearts pounding in unison. "We have to check," Ngozi said, though her voice wavered. "No, we need to get out of here," Chinyere countered. "Something isn't right." But before they could agree, Kemi broke away and dashed up the staircase. "Kemi, wait!" Zainab called, running after her. Chinyere and Ngozi hesitated before following, the oppressive atmosphere growing heavier with each step. When they reached the top of the stairs, the long hallway stretched out before them, dimly lit and eerily quiet. "Kemi," Ngozi called, her voice trembling. "Zainab!" No answer. The silence was broken by the sound of a door slamming shut. Chinyere's heart raced as she grabbed Ngozi's hands. "We are not splitting up again," she said, her voice firm. But as they moved towards the sound, a chilling realization hit her. The mansion wasn't just big, it was shifting, changing around them like a living thing, and somewhere in its depths, their friends were vanishing. Dear listeners, The Missing Girls of Lekki is a haunting reminder that not all invitations are worth accepting, and not all doors are meant to be opened. In a world full of allure and temptation, caution and wisdom are our strongest shields. Chinyere's story serves as a warning to us all. When something feels too good to be true, it often is, but it also reminds us of the power of courage and the importance of speaking out even when no one believes you. If you enjoyed this story and want to hear more tales of mystery, caution and bravery, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Your support helps us keep these stories alive. Until next time, stay safe and remember, some shadows hide more than just darkness.